First of all, Lynne, welcome back. Great to have you with us.
Pleasure to be here today. I just absolutely loved where it was going when you said even better than Journey. We've got Lynne here.
That's right. That's true. I'd rather have you than the members of Journey here. I like Journey, don't get me wrong, but
just a small town girl.
That's it. That's you, right? Lynne Sabean is here from the Capitol Center for the Arts. This is our curtain call and talking about all things Capitol Center for the Arts. And that is a show, Decades Rewind, that we'll be talking about in great detail in just a few minutes with Peter Gatti, who is the guy responsible, the co-founder of Decades Entertainment and the vision behind Decades Rewind, which is coming to the Capitol Center for the Arts January 25th and 26th. And obviously they did not consult my schedule because I'm going to be out of town those days, and I'd love to see this show. I really would, and it should be really something. I know you're looking forward to it, Lynne.
I am certainly looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll talk about the show and Peter's career, but I want to hear how we were talking about this off the air, how the Capitol Center for the Arts is helping to promote this show.
Well, we're not doing it on our own. We are very happy to be partnering with the Family Outfitters Thrift Store Boutique in downtown Concord. They have put up a rack for Decades Rewind. So if anybody really wants to run with the theme, go down to Family Outfitters. They will help you get just the perfect outfit to go to the show next week. And if you go between 4 and 8 o'clock tonight, women's clothing half off.
Women's clothing half off. Wow. Between 4 and 8 tonight. That is terrific. So bear that in mind, and then you can dress appropriately for the show next week.
And the show is giving away a free T-shirt to the best costume. So
okay.
There's an incentive.
Well, more incentive right there, right there. And it's going to be a terrific show. 2 nights, January 25th and 26th. And I understand there are still tickets available.
There sure are. You can get them online at ccanh.com.
That is Wednesday and Thursday nights.
Wednesday and Thursday nights. You can also get them by phone at 225-1111 or stop by our box office. We're open till 6 o'clock today.
All right. And by the way, we will have in just a little while a pair of tickets to give away for one of the shows coming up next week at the Capitol Center for the Arts. Lots of things going on. I understand that Get the Let Out was a tremendous success.
We had an absolutely packed house. Your listeners may remember that we had Paul Sinclair, who's the lead singer of Get the Let Out, was on this on Curtain Call last time. I had the opportunity to meet him in person, and he is every bit as enthusiastic and talented as he sounded on the air.
Well, I'm glad to hear that was a success, and we want to see Decades Rewind be a great success as well. And the man behind Decades Rewind is joining us now, as a matter of fact. Peter Gatti.
Hello there.
Peter, how are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you doing?
We are doing well. Ken and Lynne here, and it's great to have you with us, Peter. And where are you calling us from today?
I'm calling you right from the Keswick Theater, where we'll be performing this evening in Glenside, Pennsylvania.
Ah, very nice, very nice. So tell us, give us the scoop. First of all, give us a little bit of your background.
I started music when I was a very young child. Actually, I grew up not too far from where I am right now, a couple hours away, and truly been playing since I was about 8 years old. Played professionally throughout my 20s. Got again later in life, which is where I am now. So I've been playing a long, long time. I
guess so. So let's tell us about the your venture, Decades Rewind, and what that is all about.
You'd like to. Basically, we do 60s, 70s, and 80s music. We start in the 80s and we rewind back to the 60s. We do all these. We have over 60 songs throughout the evening. Rock to the Beatles to Led Zeppelin, you name it, we do it. Every song is a song you'll know and know the words to. Big selling point to our show that separates us a lot is we have American culture video playing, everything from Woodstock to Vietnam video to any president that was president during those 3 decades is somehow shown on the screen throughout the night. We also have over 100 costume changes. We have 6 amazing lead vocalists, total of 14 people on stage. It's hard to explain. It's unlike anything anyone has ever seen. We're a little bit of a theatrical show, a little bit of a concert kind of feel to it, a little bit of choreography, a lot of choreography actually, but a lot of live music feel to it. And at the end of the day, it becomes a party. People end up singing and dancing, and by the end of the night, it's just a big party.
Peter, why do you think it is that people really gravitate towards the 60s, 70s, and 80s?
I'm sorry, what was your question? I apologize.
Oh, sure. Why do you think it is that people really gravitate towards the 1960s, 70s,
Basically,
and 80s?
the reason we started the show is because we feel that was some of the golden. There was, again, you had in the 60s, you had the Motown, you had the dancing in the streets, dance music kind of thing. You had funk coming on in the 70s, disco. We all remember disco. Love it or hate it, it was a huge fad that we all remember. Anyone 50, 60-year-olds. And then the 80s, the classic rock things like Journey, Van Halen, and things of that nature. Billy Joel, who's not really rock, but he's pop rock maybe. And it's just a golden era of music. People my age, again, that's what we remember. Even my kids listen to it as they were growing up, so they remember it. And I just think it brings back a lot of memories of the good old days, if you will.
That's true, and I mean this music has been kept alive over the years by many radio stations across the country, and now satellite radio keeping these songs alive as well. And they are, quite familiar. I mean, even if you didn't grow up in the 60s, 70s, or 80s, they're familiar to most people.
It is amazing, but you're absolutely right. We do "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey. In the minute I start the piano part in the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone in the audience, whether they're 10 years old or 80 years old, they know the song. It's just, like you said, for some reason or another, it's what everyone hears or heard and continues to like.
Well, no doubt about it. And so, there's so much tremendous music out there. I don't know, you have over 60 songs in your show. Just name a few of the groups that will be represented in your show next week in Concord.
Sure, I'll give you a run through. We start in the 80s, and we have everything from Bon Jovi to Little Van Halen, some Billy Joel. We end the medley with a more popular feel. The next medley, we get into what we call our pop medley. We have Michael Jackson, we have Cyndi Lauper, we have Madonna, a little bit of Prince at the end of that medley. I'm just picking. I'm not going everyone, obviously.
Right,
in the
right.
70s, we do a little medley with some rock. We do everything from 25 or 6 to 4 by Chicago, Whole Lotta Love by Led Zeppelin, a Doobie Brothers song. We then go into our disco medley, everything from Donna Summer to you name it, ABBA. It's truly one of the best medleys of the night because, again, people just really get into it. Disco ball starts spinning and everyone just jumps out of their seats. After that, we do funk. What can I say about funk? Funk is what makes people move their feet forever. We end that medley in the first half of the show with 2 bigger time rock songs. We do a song by Boston called More Than a Feeling, and we do Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, an epic song in its entirety, which is quite unusual these days because the vocals are very intense, but we do it, and people love it. That's where we go to intermission, and we come back after a 15-minute intermission, and we rewind to the 60s, and we'll do Tina Turner, we'll do Martha and the Vandells, we'll do, in our British Invasion, we'll do the Beatles, we'll do the Monkees. In our little hippie medley, we got Janis Joplin, Joe Cocker, Jimi Hendrix, Jefferson Airplane. That's pretty much a good touch of everything. You can see it's a little bit of everything for everybody.
Now, there's such a wide body of music over these 30 years that you're covering. How did you decide what goes into the show and what fits and what works with what?
It's interesting. I get asked that question all the time on these interviews, and it's a blessing and a curse that the eras were so amazing with music because it gives you a great amount of music to pick from. With the same token, you can't have a 10-hour show, so you have to narrow it down. So initially we went with songs people are going to know. Everyone, even someone that's not a total music buff, they're going to know it. So the lip-this test was if we played 5 or 10 or 15 seconds of the song and you didn't know what the song was, we weren't going to do the song. So that was how we did it. Then as we continued to build our cast, we had a few changes. We started in 2015, came out in 2016 with the current cast we have, and hopefully it's our permanent cast. Everyone's really happy. We get along real well. But once we got our full-time 6 vocalists up front, we started catering a little more to their needs. We do a Whitney Houston song that not many people can sing, but one of our female vocalists just killed it. So we added that when she came on board. We added a little more rocky stuff. We do a Van Halen song called Jump, because our rocker dude, as we call him, is he's got that rocker kind of thing to him. So we started catering a little bit to our strengths, probably changed a dozen songs before we came back out in May, and we've stuck with it ever since.
And for those who missed it, you said, 100 costume changes during the course of the night?
Yeah, so we have 3 costume people behind the scenes. We have a total of 11 people behind the scenes, almost as many as on the stage. As fast as they get off the stage, they're back there changing into something else, coming back on the stage. And it's everything from genre-specific, like disco outfits, to era-specific, like some 60s dresses, and a little bit of artist-specific. When the rocker dude comes out, he might be wearing something that a typical rocker might have wore back then, whether it's Steve Perry from Journey or whoever. So, but yeah, there's over 100 costume changes, and quite honestly, I don't know how they do it, because I'm on stage. I play keyboards in the show also, if I didn't already say that. But I'm on the stage. I'm not back there, but man, they get it done somehow, some way.
It sounds amazing. I mean, it truly does, and it's all live music, correct?
Absolutely, and that's important, because in this day and age of technology, there is a lot of shows out there that are not live music. A lot of tracks playing in the background. A lot of musicals do that extensively. This is what you see is what you get, and I'll give you a very, very quick example of that. We just played a show a few weeks ago, and right in the middle of our disco medley, actually about a third way into it, the PA system went out. There was a power something blew in the theater, so we continued to play the medley acoustically. The vocalist sang with no mics. The acoustic guitar players grabbed their acoustics. The horn section played, and the people just loved it. And they, after the show, when we do our meet and greet, they were like, "Oh my God, you guys' voices are amazing. There's nothing. You're real. That's what we hear is what we're seeing." And it was, yeah, that is us. So it's important to know, because it is live, and like you said, what you see is what you get. It's real.
Wow, that sounds incredible. And so, how long have you been on this tour? How long has the group been assembled? We
started on a pretty much full-time basis in May of 2016. We probably did about 60, 70 shows last year. This is really, we're in Pennsylvania, as I just said, and we're coming up your way as part of this first leg of our tour. This is really the beginning of our national tour, where we're going to go northeast to Midwest to the central part of the state to all of the above. So, but we've been together since May, and again, it's like a family. Everyone gets along. We do well, and it's a lot of fun.
It sure sounds it. Lynn?
You talked a little bit about the whole idea of starting with the 80s and rewinding back to the 70s and 60s, and this just seems so different than a lot of the other shows that are out there that cover these years. How did that idea come about?
Well, it's sort of funny. When we first started, in the 60s and went into the 70s and into the 80s, and a friend of a friend was there and loved the show, and they said, but I was a little surprised, because the name of the show is Decades Rewind. I thought you would rewind, and this light bulb went off, and we said, wow, that makes a lot of sense. So we revamped things and started in the 80s, and I'll be honest with you, it works out a whole lot better as far as the show goes, as the production goes, because at the beginning of the show, no one really knows what to expect. Am I here to see a musical? Am I here to see a rock concert? What am I here for? So the first 15 minutes, which is pretty much our first medley, people are clapping and they're enjoying it and they like it, but they don't know what to do. Second medley, we get into the pop. We got the Michael Jackson, like I said, and now they're digging it. They're singing Thriller and they're having a good time. Then we get in the 70s and we hit disco, and they're like, okay, I get this, and they just start having a party. And ending in the 60s, which is what I'm going with, is amazing, because everybody, pretty much any age group, remembers the 60s, remembers the Beatles, remembers the Monkees, remembers Joe Cocker. Little help from my friend we do by Joe Cocker. So ending in the 60s just ended up working out just perfect, because it's a great way to leave people, remembering the show, wanting more, and just, again, reminiscing about the 60s, if they were around then, or whether they were a child then, or whatever the case may be.
You just talked a minute ago about being inclusive. Do you think that starting in the 80s is really a great way to bring in audiences that are in their 20s and 30s and might not remember some of the older stuff?
Absolutely. And it's funny, because we do get more and more of that. And it's funny also, in different cities we go to, the age groups seem to be different. We play we're based in Tampa, and we play a lot of South Florida, and obviously Florida's known for a retirement part of the world. The crowds are a bit older. Then we actually have played twice or in Jacksonville, the same theater, and was a much younger crowd. It's just across the state up a bit north, and we much younger crowd. So it's interesting throughout the evening to see what goes over best. But you're right; it is a way to bring in the younger crowd and get them excited about the show also.
How about the crowd? Do they come dressed in from the various eras that are represented in your music?
They do. We're getting more and more into that. We're actually starting to promote that in a lot of our ads. In fact, I think you guys had an ad running, a Facebook ad or something I saw where we're actually giving a free T-shirt to the person with the best era-specific clothing on that night. I think there's a clothing store up to you guys that are helping us more, especially in Florida, where we've become pretty well known because, again, that's our home state. More and more people, especially people that are coming back for the second, third, or fourth time, are either wearing their 60s clothes, their 70s disco clothes, or their 80s. It really leans towards 60s hippie kind of stuff or 70s disco kind of stuff. That seems to be the most popular dresses and clothing that we see. But, yes, it's getting more and more, and we're really promoting that.
So, Lynn, do you want to mention what the Capital Center for the Arts is doing again?
The Capital Center for the Arts is running a promotion with the Family Outfitters thrift store in downtown Concord. They have a Decades Rewind rack in the middle of their store. The Decades Rewind logo is very prominently on there, where people can go down and get their outfits to dress up and really run with the theme for the show.
That's so awesome. We're going to be there a bit early. We're coming into town a bit early, so you may find us hanging out around that rack and checking out things ourselves. We get a lot of exposure from those type stores because that's genuine stuff.
It truly is. It truly is. So, what anything else you'd like to tell us about Decades Rewind that will pack the house a couple of nights next week in Concord?
I just promised them the time of their lives. The three things we hear most at the end of the night at our meet and greet is fun, tears, and memories. I hear people say, I brought back so many memories. You had me in tears, and I have not had so much fun in years. I mean, a quick example is a woman was walking out when her husband was his, 60th birthday or something like that, and she drug him out, quote unquote. He didn't want to go. He didn't want to go. And he looked at me and said, I'm so glad I came. It's the best birthday I ever had. It makes you just really realize that what we tried to accomplish is happening, that we're just moving people, letting them forget about the world for a couple of hours and just enjoy and reminisce and, again, just bring back all those memories. I promise it'll be the most amazing show you ever saw.
Awesome. Do you have any plans to kind of future-proof the show and at some point start rolling in 90s?
Yeah, it's funny. We talk about that a lot, and obviously as we grow, we probably would have to because everyone's going to get, the older people that might like the 60s aren't going to be coming anymore because they might be 80 or 90 years old by then. But, yes, we've talked about that, and that's sort of kind of the neat thing about our concept. We can do that at any time. We can add a different genre if we wanted to. But, yes, we definitely have thoughts about adding a little 90s to the show also.
And again, folks, it's all live music, okay? So bear that in mind. The great eras, 60s, 70s, and 80s, Decades Rewind next Wednesday and Thursday nights at the Capital Center for the Arts in Concord, ccanh.com. And Peter, we appreciate you being on, and can't wait for the show next week. Should be a blast.
Can't wait. Thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate you guys doing all the promoting you're doing, and we'll see you there, and I'm looking forward to meeting everyone.
All right, Peter. Take care. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
All right. You too.
Bye-bye.
Peter Gatti, who is the co-founder of Decades Entertainment, the vision behind Decades Rewind next week. And really, I wish you or the group, Lynn, had consulted my schedule because I would love to have been there. But maybe I'll catch them down the road again somewhere. But it sounds like a blast. And again, tickets still available. And of course, the thrift shop, thrift store downtown. Again,
Family Outfitters.
Family Outfitters, right. Family Outfitters. What's the address?
They are right on Main Street. I'm sorry, I don't have the exact number.
Okay.
They're right next to the food co-op.
Oh, okay. Very good. All right. So check it out. And the women's clothing this afternoon from 4 to 8 is going to be selling at 50% off. Huh?
50% off.
Wow. All right. Whoa. So, maybe even some men would like to dress in women's clothing that night. You never know.
Hey, we had Eddie Izzard here last summer. So.
You never know. All right, but we'll talk about a few other things going on, Lynn, but I just want to tell folks that if you would like a pair of tickets to see Decades Rewind, and who wouldn't, right? It's going to be next Wednesday and Thursday, Capitol Center for the Arts. And if you would like a pair of tickets, you can pick the night. You just be calling number 4 right now. Just tell J-Dog what night you want to go. 1-866-823-1077 is our number. We'll take caller number 4 for a pair of tickets to Decades Rewind, either next Wednesday or Thursday night at the Capitol Center for the Arts in downtown Concord. 1-866-823-1077 is the number. But before we let you go, Lynn, let's talk about some of the things that are coming up. You were supposed to have Dr. Kaboom yesterday, but that show had to be postponed.
That got snowed out. We've rescheduled it for March 16th.
Now, this weekend, a very significant weekend at the Capitol Center for the Arts because it's the New Hampshire Theater Awards.
And we're really looking forward to having them in the building. They've been all over the newspapers today, so whether you pick up the Concord Monitor, the Manchester Union Leader, you can read all about this really fabulous event.
That is terrific. And tickets still available for that?
Tickets are still available.
All right. Very good. And don't forget Decades Rewind next week, Wednesday and Thursday nights. And let's see what else. The Guile series, Cinderella on the 31st.
Mm-hmm. That show is absolutely sold out.
Oh, wow. Wow. And Alexis Cole on Valentine's Day.
She is a jazz vocalist. She's absolutely amazing. If you go to our Facebook pages, we've posted some videos by her. That's in our Spotlight Cafe, which is 250 people, fabulous intimate venue for Valentine's Day. We've also given away all the tickets for that.
All right. And Drumline Live, March 7th. Any tickets for that one?
Yeah, those are going to be going on sale or be made available on Monday, January 30th. So mark your calendar for 11 a.m. You can either show up, give us a call, or maybe the easiest way of doing it is just ordering your tickets online.
All right, ccanh.com for more information or to order tickets, but they're very easy to stop by the Capitol Center for the Arts in downtown. I can't but look at those lines lighting up like a veritable Christmas tree over there. But I think we have a winner. Yeah, we do have a winner. J-Dog indicates that we do. So, we have one pair of tickets for either Wednesday or Thursday, but we do have a winner already. And anything else, Lynn, going on that you would like to mention?
Well, we always have a lot of things going on. People can go to our website, again, ccanh.com, go to the event section for the most up-to-date listing. We usually have announces almost every week. If you would like to know about new shows as they happen, please sign up for our e-newsletter. All
right. Simple enough to do, and always a lot of great things in store. Of course, with Valentine's Day coming up, you might need a gift for someone special in your life. You can always buy gift cards or gift certificates.
And it doesn't have to be for a show that's right around that time. I know a lot of people are buying tickets now for shows that are coming up in May and June. We've got a national tour of Pippin. We've got the 70s running with this theme for today. The 70s Supergroup America is going to be coming in June, and plenty more.
Wow, America. The real America. All right. Great duo from a number of years ago. J-Dog, we had a winner. Who was it?
Bill from Boscawen.
Bill from Boscawen is our winner of a pair of tickets to Decades Rewind. And congratulations to him, and thank you to all of those who called in and didn't win this time around, but maybe next time. Maybe next time when Lynn returns in a couple of weeks. Well, Lynn, thank you. Always informative and entertaining. We appreciate it, and thank you very much.
And we'll see you in a few weeks, and I'll tell you how the show goes.
All right. I want to hear all about it. Lynne Sabean, the marketing manager from the Capitol Center for the Arts, on this edition of Curtain Call. So I guess we'll draw the curtain to a close, and you can exit stage left.